I am Jesse Morrison alongside Travis Whittaker. Today we will be breaking down the 2018 National League West season. We will be predicting the teams from the team that we think will finish in last place to the team that we think will finish in first place. So let's get right into it with the San Diego Padres. This is the team that we think will finish in last place. Last year they had a surprising fourth place finish due to the San Francisco Giants really falling off during the season. The Padres went 71-91 last year. This offseason, they have made a couple of big moves. They added perennial all-star Eric Hosmer from the Royals, who had a career year last year, hitting .318 with 25 home runs, 94 RBIs. He was a big part of the 2015 Royals World Series championship. They've also reacquired their former MVP candidate in Chase Headley from the New York Yankees, who hit .273 last year. It was actually his first season hitting over .270 since he was on the Padres. They have Will Myers, who is a star for them every year, hitting 20-plus home runs every season. And they have Manuel Margot, who is a talented young center fielder with a lot of potential. What do you think about this team, Travis?
I like the additions that they made here on offense, but pitching wins baseball games. We've seen it the last couple seasons in the playoffs. Like you said, 2015, the Kansas City Royals, they had that elite bullpen. Once you got to the seventh inning, and if you were down against the Royals, it was pretty much lights out. You couldn't get stopped. Same thing last year with the Houston Astros. They acquired Justin Verlander at the deadline, and they were able to use Verlander and Dallas Keuchel to pursue them to a championship run. If you look at ace Clayton Richard, he was 8-15 last year with a 4.79 ERA. That's not really ace-esque numbers. That's more of like a number 4 and 5 starter numbers that we look at. You also have to look at the rest of their starting rotation that they have projected to make the team this year. They all had an ERA of over 4. That's just not going to cut it here at the major league level, Jesse.
Yeah, definitely. I've got them getting a little better this year. I've got them going 73-89. I don't think that their pitching is where it should be. But I think that their additions have definitely helped them, and I think that they will definitely improve.
Yeah, I think the Padres are going to finish with 68 wins and 94 losses. I think they're going to regress in the win column just to the fact that the Giants are going to be better. They're going to have Madison Bumgarner back. Speaking of the Giants, we're going to move to the Bay Area team now, who last season they finished in 5th place with 64 wins and 98 losses. They did add former MVP of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Andrew McCutchen, who hit .279 with 28 home runs, 88 RBIs. He's not as good as he once was. They also added from the Tampa Bay Rays 3-time All-Star Evan Longoria, who last season had 20 home runs and yet another Gold Glove award. Overall, the San Francisco Giants are a well-defensive team. They featured catcher Buster Posey. They got Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford. They're going to put Longoria at third just like he was in Tampa. And it appears that they're going to move Andrew McCutchen over from center field to right field. Jesse, what's your take on the Giants this year?
Yeah, I think they're a really good defensive team. They've also added Austin Jackson, who had one of the best catches I have ever seen, if not the best catch I've ever seen last year when he was on the Indians. He brings some playoff experience as he was on the Tigers and he was on the Indians last year. I definitely think they're a great defensive team. However, I think their starting pitching is not where it should be. Johnny Cueto had a very down year last year. He needs to be a lot better this year for them to be a lot better. He had a 4.52 ERA last year, which is not very good. And then they have the most overrated pitcher, in my opinion, in the MLB. That is Jeff Smarja. He had a 4.10 ERA for his career, which is not very good. That's a 3-4, maybe even 5 starter ERA. And I just don't understand why people think that he is an ace. He can be good, but he is definitely not an ace. So I just don't think that their pitching is as good as the other teams in this division, and I think that they will definitely not be great in that department and will get better because of the additions, but not be where they should be. I think that they go 84-78 this year.
Yeah, Jesse, I'm slightly different than you. I think they're just going to finish under 500 with 80 wins and 82 losses, and they're going to miss the playoffs this year. They're going to be around there in September. They're going to be close. They're going to keep teams scared and wonder what they're going to do. Jesse, they're going to be there, but they're not going to ultimately be there once October postseason baseball comes around.
Yeah, definitely. Now let's transition to the local team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. So they lost J.D. Martinez last season, and he was their catalyst last year. He was the guy that when they picked him up from the Detroit Tigers in a trade, really helped them to the wild card berth that they got last year. I don't think that they will be as good without him, since they really only have two really solid players in their lineup in Paul Goldschmidt and Jake Lamb. They need to find a reliable closer. Archie Bradley is much better as a setup guy, and I think Zach Greinke is definitely getting old and will show his age a little more this year. What do you think about this team?
Yeah, I really like them, but I think they're going to struggle without J.D. Martinez. I have them finishing with 85 wins and 77 losses. They won 93 ball games last year, so I think they're going to be down. I actually wouldn't be shocked if they do make a major trade and maybe try to improve. I wouldn't be shocked either if they try to move Zach Greinke at some point during the season.
Yeah, I think that the rest of their rotation, other than Greinke, will really carry them this year. They all were very good last year. I've got them finishing 87 and 75. I think they could definitely get the second wild card, but I don't think that they will be as good as they were last year.
Yeah, Jesse, I have them at 85 and 77. They're going to have to improve in those one-run ball games. Last year, they were 22 and 17. If they want to compete with the second-place team that we have is the Colorado Rockies, they're going to have to win more of those one-run ball games this season.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, transitioning to the Colorado Rockies, last season they finished in third place in the National League West. They were 87 and 75. They added veteran closer Wade Davis, as he's been one of the best relievers in the league since 2014 with an ERA at or below 2.30. On offense, they have Charlie Blackmon, Nolan Arenado, DJ LeMahieu. Trevor Story should be back and be much improved. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt again. He's been injury prone the last couple of seasons. But Jesse, what do you think of their pitching staff? Can they compete with the Dodgers maybe?
I think they can. Their pitchers are young and improving. John Gray is a stud. He was 10-4 with a 3.67 last year in 20 starts. If he can be healthy for the full season this year, I think he can put together an all-star season. 3.67 ERA from a Colorado Rockies pitcher is great since they play out at Coors Field. I also think German Marquez and Kyle Freeland are coming along as well. German Marquez was 11-7 last year with a 4.39, which is pretty good for a Colorado Rockies pitcher. 7 of his 11 wins were at Coors, which is a +2, and Freeland also had 5 wins at Coors, which is pretty solid for a starter, and neither of them started full seasons. If they can both start full seasons along with John Gray starting a full season, then I really, really think that they will be much better. And I've got them close to rivaling the Dodgers this year. I've got them going 95 and 67, getting that number 1 wild card position and really making a run at the World Series.
Yeah, I got the Rockies finishing with 92 wins and 70 losses. I think if they want to compete with the Dodgers for the National League West, they're going to have to make a trade somehow. I don't know what their farm system looks like as far as what they want to give up, but they're going to fall short. But I think they're going to get that number 1 wild card spot, host it in October, and we'll see where the Cards go with the Rockies then.
Yeah, now we're going to transition to the sunny Southern California team. That is the Los Angeles Dodgers. Last season, they lost in 7 games to the Houston Astros in the World Series. They went 104 and 58. I really think they're going to go back to the World Series this year and win it finally. They've got one of the best rotations in the league with Clayton Kershaw and Rich Hill. If Kershaw can be healthy for the whole season this year, he's going to be definitely poised for a much better postseason than he had last year when he was still kind of coming off injuries. I think that they definitely have the best closer in the league in Kenley Jansen, and their lineup is phenomenal with Seager, Turner, Puig, Bellinger. I've got them winning 100 games this year.
Yeah, Jesse, I'm right there with you. I think they're going to win 98 ball games and lose 64. Their lineup is just too good. They got, like you said, Turner, Seager, Puig, and Bellinger. They're going to be an overall great team. Dodgers, I think, are going to make it back to the World Series as well.
And that'll do it for the NL West Season Preview Podcast. I am Jesse Morrison alongside Travis Whittaker.
Thanks for listening to the show.